start the recording for this. Okay. So what's an office question is, the coming future, AI is gonna rock the AE's industry. So why should we learn the Dynamo with Revit? Can you give me a proper and clear explanation in the chat box? Okay. The tool that you are going to see today, it is a very, very, very not updated. It's outdated tool. You are learning an outdated concept, which is called a visual programming. Seriously, I'm telling you, because we are trying to bring the awareness. Okay, so if you would like to start with AI something, you should start with, if you, I mean, how many of you are from a coding background here? Tell me. How many of you are from coding background? No one here. No one will be, because all of you guys are from like engineering backgrounds, like architecture, like like civil or mechanical or electrical or something else. Okay. So to start something with AI, you have to start with the basic step. Okay. If you want to reach the 10th step, you should start with the first step. No. So the visual programming is the first step. So the next one is going to be the programming. And then in the programming, you have a different ways to choose. Okay. AI is going to help you in the AAC industry. If you don't know anything about the coding part, if you don't know anything about the coding, AI will help you. Okay. But if you ask me like why you have to learn the Dynamo with the Revit, what is your designation, Nafis? What is your designation, Nafis? And how many years of experience do you have? And what is
Yes.
your daily
Can you get
routine?
my voice? Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, very clear. Tell me, Nafis.
Yeah, actually, I'm a civil engineering background. I have 1.8 experience, nearly having one experience as a BIM modeler in structural, in architectural and structural.
Okay, good.
So this is my question is,
Uh, no, I'm
yeah,
asking
go
is
ahead.
there is there's a where is it? There is noise actually. Okay, let me mute anyways. Okay, so that Dynamo is a very basic tool. For example, if you're from like civil background, if you have a CAD layout, the CAD contains some wall layers. Okay, or else like you have a 50 floors building. Let's say you have a 50 floors building, and you have to draw, and it's not a typical. It's something different. Okay, or else it's a parametric structure, and you don't know the Rhino to design such complex geometry. How do you do that? How do you do that? So you need a help, okay, to create such kind of a stuff. Okay. If you are from a mechanical background, you have a 50 floors building exactly. So, and you are from mechanical background and you have a 500 diffusers in one floor. And these 50 floors are not a typical again. Let's consider. And in 500 into 50, 500 into 50, total 25,000 elements, total 25,000 diffuser needs to be placed. How long it will take generally? I mean, if anyone from mechanical background here to place the 25,000 elements and not a copy paste because they are not typical, how long it will take generally?
I think it will take around 1 week,
Hmm? 1 week.
maybe one
What
week.
if, okay, great. So what if we can automate the same process in 5 to 10 minutes? What if you can do the same thing in just 10 to 15 minutes? Will
It will great.
is there any chance of companies hiring another candidate? No, right? Company is always looking into the cost cutting. If a process is going to be finished like 1 week task or it's a 10 days task or 30 days task, it's going to it's going to be automated. In that case, why do the companies hire these people? True? Okay. So why you have to learn this? I mean, anyways, if it's spoiling, most of the people said like A is going to spoil the developers. But actually no. But seriously, no, it is simplified. The people who learn this prompt engineering, the people who learn this advanced concepts, they are going to get better packages. It's not only ruining their lives. Of course, it's giving you the best opportunities. So if you want to, if you want to stay as a modeler for next 3-4 years, you'll get the same thing. Understand? Okay. You'll get a maybe like 10,000 or 15,000 or 20,000 as a hike. But once you start change your platform from non-IT to IT, you can see the drastical change in your career. Okay, fine. So, well, the webinar is started now. Okay, well, with us, we have a one assistant here. His name is Mr. ChatGPT. Okay, so I asked a question over there because I just want to talk to the ChatGPT because he's my assistant and can't hear anything. Please check your mic. Please check if your speakers are doing. Okay. Well, so I have a question here for my assistant here. Okay, act as a Revit Dynamo trainer. Now I want to talk to him as a Revit Dynamo trainer. So this is the prompt which mostly, the most common prompt we see. We ask the ChatGPT. Okay, if you want to talk to a politician, so I have to ask like act as a politician. Then we'll start discussing the political topics. If I want to talk to this as a like BIM manager, I will say that like act as a BIM manager. So it started giving me the complete information as a BIM manager, not like a CAD person, not like a project manager, nothing. Okay. So I have asked here, act as a Revit Dynamo trainer. I'm having a webinar today on Dynamo key concepts. Like I have mentioned some key concepts. These are very, very important concepts you have to start with. Generally, we don't reveal all this in any webinar. Okay. Like we have around in this 50 people, like 20 to 25 people are my students only. So this is just a short introduction, what they are going to learn in the training program. And the people who have joined additionally, it is just a demo for you. Okay, just like a demo for you. Clear? So sort of bringing like an awareness, something. Okay. Well, so these are the main concepts like data types, anatomy of node, node finding, node behaviors, node states, dot notation, custom node, list management, leasing strategies, filtering, and the design scripting. These are the main concepts. We have some other concepts too. We have some other concepts too. I'll show you what are the subtopics in it. Okay. So act as a Revit Dynamo trainer. I'm having a webinar today on Dynamo key concepts and need a detailed explanation for every single concept. So it started giving me something. Okay. I'm gonna present you the same thing and with the live examples. Okay. So the first one is like a data types. What is a data type exactly? If you wish to, if you go and join any like a training program, if you go and join any training program, so what do they do exactly? They will start something with a concept which is called a data types. Why? The data types is the heart of this entire training. Okay, close. What's happening here? Okay, so data type is the main concept and the hard concept of the entire training. Okay, so what is the data type exactly? Let me open the Dynamo here. So when I just click, this is this is the welcome screen interface. Okay. So I'm having some sort of a blocks here. I'm having some sort of a folders. These are called like a folders. For the time being, let's call it as a folders. Okay. They have a different names. Okay. Well, so in that folders, I have some sort of a scripts, which I'm going to automate. For example, if I want to automate a CAD line to walls, so I have to type exactly the same. I'm looking for something. Do you have any set of node? Like, do you have any set of scripts which converts lines to walls? Yeah, we have one. We have two actually, but we have to see exactly lines to walls. Okay, if I connect the lines, at which level I want to create these walls, at which level? I mean, if I connect any line, so it is asking like which level you want me to start with, level 0 or level 1 or level 2. What kind of a wall it is? So I have to connect a wall type. What kind of a wall it is exactly. And parameter name for the stamp in the search. So if you created something, it will be added as stamp. Right? Okay, that's it. So I have this node. The each and every input. So finding the first, this concept is very tough. Finding a perfect nodes, perfect script in these folders is very, very toughest part. That concept is here. That concept is here. It's called node finding. It's called node finding. Okay. Once you find the proper node, but how do you understand that inputs? How do you understand these inputs? Though at that point of time, we will be using the data types. Okay. So let me minimize this. When I hover the cursor on this, it will ask me, it will give you a basic hint. What kind of a hint it is exactly? Like, integer or double or a text or an element or a wall or a curve or whatever it is. Okay. So it's going to give you sort of a hint what it is exactly. And that the first hint would be like a data types. What are the data types exactly here? In Dynamo, data types are fundamental building blocks. What do you mean by building block? What do you mean by building block? So building in the sense like a scripts. Okay, fine. Let me show you. There is a tool called Scratch. There is a tool called Scratch. I think it's already 8:30. Let me introduce myself after this example. Okay. So I have a cat here. I have a cat here. So I want to do some sort of like actions with it. I want to apply some actions on it. Okay, either moving this cat forward or backward or jump this. So I'm having some sort of blocks. Like, if you notice that this is, if you feel that this is a dynamo, this is a preview. Okay. And this is our node library, like a script library. So where I can find a set of scripts. Okay. And this, I can see the actions now. So I want to say that move 10 steps, move 10 steps. Okay. When I click on this, the cat is moving for 10 steps forward. If I want to move the same cat for backwards, then what to do? What to do? Anyone?
Put it minus
Very good.
10.
Just adding minus 10. So this is a one part of a data type even. One part of a data type. Now when I just click on this, now it's moving backward. Minus 10 and plus 10. Okay. Well, if I want to turn this, this is a one set of an action, and this is another set of an action. So when it's not moving forward, but it is turning 15 degrees within the same position, within the same place. Okay. I want to perform these two set of actions at the same time. So when I connect these two, okay. Now when I click on this, the two set of actions are performing at a, it's a minus 10. Let's say 10. So it's moving forward and turning 15 degrees. Okay. So this is how it is. Again, the same time. It's going to leave. Where is our dynamo? So here I have a blocks. Here I have a blocks. So I want to play with these blocks. Okay. And you can ask me, how can I get all these blocks? Or do I have to buy it? Okay. So if I have all these blocks, how can I search for something? If I search and I found something, and how can I use it? There are three simple steps to learn anything. Okay. The first one is finding something. Finding something. So you found something. You're trying to find something and you found. Then how to use it? How to use it? Why? Because you are not the person who created it. So you found a script. You found a script. You found a script. But you don't know how to use it because you are not the owner. You are not the owner of this script. If you know how to use this, how to customize it, if you know how to customize it, there is a purpose of, you can fulfill your requirement. So it means like you can fulfill your requirement as you expected. Okay. So once you know how to find it, so this is a very toughest concept to like find something here. There are 5 different strategies to play with. Okay. And for this, you have n number of strategies to apply. Okay. The first concept, if you would like to learn something in when it comes to the coding part, when it comes to the Dynamo part. So first one is like a node finding, and second one is a data types, and the rest, all the concepts will come in. Let me explain what are all these exactly. First thing, you should know like how to find a node. Then you should know like how to connect to it. Once you connected something, it will give you a sort of warnings. If you connected the right thing, then it's fine. It will give you the right output. If you connect something wrong, it will give you a different output. So where you can see the behaviors of each and every node based on your inputs, you are going to connect and you have connected based on that connections, it behaves in a different ways. Okay. And there are different states again. So what do you mean by state? I'll explain later. Okay. For the time being, it's already 8:37. Let me introduce myself. And then we'll have Q&A part. Let me mute everyone. And I'm Kumar, and our company is Primera Private Limited. I hope most of you heard about this. And this is an automation company. We are an automation company. Uh, we do provide the trainings and we do provide the automation solutions for the BIM companies, okay, and the CAD companies and the Tekla companies and Forge companies, okay, for complete automation. So we don't do any Revit projects or nothing. It's a pure and automation company, okay. We do teach Dynamo, we do teach design scripting, we do teach Python, Revit API, Iron Python, like C Sharp, okay, like deep learning, machine learning, artificial intelligence, okay, which requires not into the other platforms, only in a BIM platform. Okay. So our concepts will be completely on the AAC tools itself. Okay. And I'm having like 6.5 years of experience in this automation field. Okay. And I have trained more than 750 with the ongoing batch. Uh, it's 780 plus, okay, 780 plus candidates trained so far, and we have placed almost um, like 180 to 200 close to it. Okay, so we are an outsourcing company as well. Mainly, this is an outsourcing company. That is the reason. So that's very hard to find the people who are into this automation. So we decided we train the people and we'll send the people to the companies. Okay. Automation is going to be like future. I hope everyone knows it. That's the reason you are here. Seriously, I hope everyone realized it. That's the reason you are here today. Okay. So automation is going to be uh, not the part of the entire BIM process. So it's going to be like anything. Okay. Well, we have developed a lot of add-ins and release in the market for free of cost as well. Okay. Nowadays we are not doing it since we are having like enough requirements to from the company. So we are not doing it. We are not releasing any add-ins for free of cost. Okay. Well, so let me see. Are there any questions? No one. Okay. Well, so how many of you are aware of what is visual programming? And I'm asking, do you need to go with any language here? Do you have to learn any language before you start learning this Dynamo? Guys, is it really a coding language required to start learning this Dynamo?
I think no, but if you have any experience with the coding, it can help you more, I think.
Very
But
good.
it's for sure not a need, yeah.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
instead of coding, we can only work with noding also. Only with the help of nodes, we can do everything, I guess.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Okay. Fine. If you don't know coding, how can you understand all these terminologies? How can you understand all these terminologies? If you don't know the coding, how can you understand all these terminologies? No, right? Okay, fine. See, there is a simple stuff. If you can't create something, use someone's. If you don't know how to create something, you should learn a language. You should learn something. For example, if you want to create a robot, you should know that particular robotic language. If you want to create an application, you should know that application language. But here, you're not learning anything. You're not learning anything because you're not creating anything. In the level one, we have a three different levels in our training program. Okay, the first one is art pro art program art pro. Okay, so we have a level one, level two, level level three. I hope everyone received this the details of it. Okay, so level one program, it is for the people who are completely new to the coding, completely new to the coding. They don't know even like even 1% in the coding bar. They completely zero. Okay, so this level one is for the people who are going to learn everything from the scratch. Okay, so and we don't teach coding here. I'm sorry, NG. We don't teach coding here. Then how can you automate something, man? I'll tell you the secret behind this. So we are not allowing you to create something. We are teaching you how to use the existing scripts. Existing scripts. To finish this, I mean, to understand how to use someone's script, it'll take 30 days. Every day, like 2 hours. It's really tough, right? Anyways, what are you going to learn in this? Let me show you something. There is an website called dynamopackages.com. Dynamopackages.com. Packages in the sense they're like folders. And each and every folder, they have kept some like scripts secretly and they're releasing it on the public. Okay. And you're not going to pay these people or nothing. It's completely like a free. It's completely like a free. And we see there are 2027 folders are there. There are 2027 folders. Packages are nothing but like a folders. Okay. Let me edit the page. This is like folders. Okay. Others in the sense like they are developers. They're like developers. We have 1275. These are official developers. Okay. So other can be a developer, other can be a company. Even Bimera is also a company, but we will be considered as an other, but we have 8 people in a team. So 8 others from my company itself. It's like a 3.5 years old startup company, but still I'm having like 8 people only into the development, not into the trainings and others. Okay, so you can multiply this at least into 10 people. So total we have a 12,750 developers out there. Okay, let's consider, like, I'm assuming that, okay, there will be more. So there are 55 lakhs? Is it 5,50,000? Chichi, 55 lakh. 3,662 installs were done so far. Understand? Okay, what are there exactly here? Let me refresh this page once. When I click on this search, these are the folders, guys. These are the folders. Archilab.net, Lunchbox for Dynamo, Spring Notes, Rhythm, Clockwork for Dynamo, Bimoff Notes. These all are like a folders. Okay, and you can see how many users are using it. How many users are using it? Okay, so if I download this, I can find some scripts in it. If I download this, I can find some scripts in it. If I download this, I can find some scripts in it. Okay, what if I download everything? So it is saying in a clockwork is a collection of 450 custom nodes in it. So there are 450 scripts are ready to use. If you know how to use it, you can create a 450 scripts, man. Just if you know how to use it. So that I'm gonna teach you in the training program. So simple. Okay. In the level 1 training, it is a very easy. But I mean, you can see, then why do you have to go with uh, my training part? Why I can't learn in the Udemy? Why I can't go with the LinkedIn learning? Why I can't go with the YouTube? That's the only problem. I'm not criticizing any people here. I mean, those who have already been into this field. Okay, there is a difference recording the watching. I mean, like watching the recordings and the live training. Okay, and the second thing is on the YouTube you don't have a proper the direction. You have that video, this video, and a person will explain in a different way. The same script, the same task have to be automated. Someone will explain in a different way. Someone will be explaining in a different way. So when you're trying to implement the same, looking into the YouTube video and trying to implement the same on your machine, you can't even finish at least like the 10% of it. You got stuck somewhere. But if you know all the loopholes, how to, I mean, why this guy is exactly playing the same, like why he is not trying in another method. If you know all these concepts, the key concepts, you don't need the YouTube research. You don't need any external trainings or external sources, nothing. And trust me, from the third day onwards, you will be start writing your own scripts very confidently. And it's not a false statement, it is a proven statement. From the third day onwards, you will be start writing your own scripts. Seriously. Otherwise, I'll definitely kill you. Seriously, I'm telling you. Okay. So it's a very easiest task. There are some sort of a key concepts need to be understood. Okay. So well, let me get into this. Let me get into the search for a package. Again, the same thing like we are looking into it. So there is a web version and there's an app version. Okay. So where I can see like sort by downloads, the same thing, archilab.net, Lunchbox for Dynamo. When I just click on it, I can see that the particular folder here. So once I got this folder, I have to go through with each and everything what is there in the folder. For example, archilab.net. I'm just giving you the basic hint, like how do you like start learning something by yourself and what you are missing in the YouTube videos. Okay. So when I just click on Archilab core date times. So if I want to play with the date and time scripts, oh, I have a different folder here. Dictionaries. Okay. If I want to play, I don't know the dictionary, ignore it. Geometry, group curves. So you have to understand something. Okay. If I have a number of curves, it will convert into the group and there is a description next to it. This node will take any input of flat list of curves. What do you mean by flat list? You will coming to know in this the training part. Okay, flat list of curves and group them into the sublist containing joinable curves or whatever, blah blah blah. Okay, list. If I want to play with a list, oh, I'm having set of scripts here. So if I want to play with a match, oh, there are some set of scripts again here. if I want to play with the strings, if I want to play with the types, if I want to play with the utilities, if I want to play with a Rivet elements, element dot delete. If I connect any element, it will return the IDs. Filter by particular name. I can filter the elements by particular name. Okay, get the host element. If I want to know what is the host element of a, what is the host of a electrical fixture? It is a wall. Or if I want to know the host of a lighting fixture, ceiling. So it will get that kind of information if I want to move the elements. So I have some ready-made scripts here ready to use. And remember one thing, the people, our students, my students, okay, we have around like 20 to 25 people, students here. For you, again, I'm telling you the same thing. You are not going to learn any scripts in my training. Don't expect it. Don't expect at least a single script. I want you to create the scripts by your own, by using my concepts, the key concepts. Okay. So this is the course curriculum that you have already received. This is a course curriculum that I have already sent you. Okay. And what you're going to learn everything. Okay. So what is the visual programming and the core competences, interface and anatomy of it, and how to use a chat GPT. Nowadays, the people are more lazy than before. Dynamo is an automation tool and they're trying to like seek a help for the Dynamo, like using the chat GPT. Yeah, sure. It'll definitely help you out. Seriously, I don't know whether you tried it or not. It'll definitely help you. Okay, fine. How to use a chat GPT? With, instead of looking into Google or YouTube, I don't know, someone told me, I've been learning from last 2-3 months, but I couldn't get a proper resource. Try chat GPT. It'll give you a lot. I'll show you some examples in front of you in today's session. Okay. So there is a question here. Does Dynamo help in Revit MEP or architecture? It's not exactly for MEP or architecture, Ashkar. It is for everyone. Okay. If you, even in my training, I have an MEP people and we have an architecture also and structure also. Okay. And to be frank, I'm from electrical background. But I can create a complex structures like tunnels, the roads, the bridges, and everything. How? If you understand the programming concept, the programming is not especially for MEP or architecture. It is for everyone. You need a reference, either a curve or a circle or a square or a rectangle or a triangle or whatever it is. I need a geometry shape. It could be anything. Okay. Clear? So there is another question. Will you also provide Dynamo for Civil 3D example? Actually, this is for Revit. In the context of Revit, Bhaiya. Okay. So, if you are going to play with, if you learn the Dynamo for Revit, you are going to play with the same dynamobim.org. We'll get Dynamo. Okay, if you know how to use Dynamo in the Revit, you can apply the same strategies in the Civil 3D also. Okay, in the advanced steel also, in the format also, in the Elias, in the robot structure analysis, everywhere, the same concepts, the same terminologies, nothing different. Not even 1% there will be a difference. It's exactly. Okay. So yeah, sure. I'll show you what kind of a work one will be able to do after this course. You can automate most of your tasks, Myras. Most of your tasks. Okay. So I'm not saying that Dynamo will do everything. It's a magical tool which do everything. It's a false statement. Dynamo has some limitations in it. Don't expect everything can be done in the Dynamo. Okay. So Dynamo is just a tool which helps you automating up to some extent. Up to some extent. In the beginning stage, you can automate your daily routine. But if you're trying to create very in-depth, like, for example, builders work, you can create it. For example, there is a duct For example, where is the Revit model? I have a ducts here. I have a ducts here. So this duct, which is almost like 50, what's the length of this? Yeah. So 30,873. So I want to split this duct for every 4,500 mm. Like every 4.5 meter, I want to split this duct. And I want to place a support exactly in between in the mid of a piece, like at 2.25 meter exactly. You can do these kind of a tasks, I mean, initially with the help of Dynamo. But if you're trying to create more complex than this, then you need a help of level 2. The person who knows the level 2, he can help you out. What is there in the level 2? Okay, as I told you here, you should know like how to use existing scripts, and I'll show you how to download the scripts and how to understand it and how to use it to get your things done. But still, if you can't find this, you are looking for like set of a process that has to be automated, but you can't find that kind of a scripts here. No other option. You have to sit and write by your own. Correct? Correct? So where the level 2 introduces. So what are you going to learn in this? It's like the Python here and Iron Python. Both are different. Both are different. Not that completely different. The application wise, it's completely different. So generally, if you learn any Python outside, that's sort of a web-based Python. They'll teach you Django or some other different platforms, and they'll confuse you. Actually, if you have 100 topics in Python, you no need to learn all these 100 topics. 20 topics are more than enough. And that too, they are very basic in understanding. But the basic topics should be in depth. Even those are very basic concept, but it should be in depth knowledge. If you have this, you can play and create a scripts in Iron Python. So simple. So simple. Seriously. Okay, the rest of the 80%, but most of the people, what do they do? They'll focus on the rest of the 80%. 80%. Okay, they'll prepare for the exams. They'll prepare for the exams on the same 80%, like the concepts, which are not at all used on it. Okay. Well, like Iron Python. Okay. Yeah. Someone said like C Python. There is like a C Python. Okay. So what is the Iron Python? It's like an application Python base. It's like an application Python. Okay. So C Python or and Revit API. Revit API. I hope most of you heard about what is the Revit API. So if you are a Civil 3D user, it's a Civil 3D API. What is this API? There is an application. For this application, there is a programming interface. Programming interface. That's called Civil 3D API. That's called Revit API. But we are playing with Revit UI. Civil 3D UI. UI means user interface. User interface. Okay, we call this as a front end. We'll call this as a back end. So simple. Front end means what we've seen like as a with a shape, okay, with a skull, I mean like with a flush. This backend which is like a skeleton. So simple. Is it clear, everyone? So if you can't find something in this, then you have to sit and write the coding part. And level 3, it is not for you for the time being. This is the advanced. Once you got a job on the level 2 training program, once you got the job, I mean, because most of the people ask me, Rajesh, I want to enroll for all the level 3, level 1, level 2, level 3. What is the common like package? invest in a right place where you really require. I mean, I can take an admission on the level 3 since you are not even confident on the level 2. What is the use of paying for this additional level 3? Useless, no? Investment. I mean, see, you are already investing like 2 hours a day after your working hours. I know it is seriously a like it's like a challenge and it's a really panic. I know because when I used to attend like 4 hours a day when I was very new to this concepts. I used to attend like the Dynamo sessions, the API sessions, the coding sessions, the Ruby. I mean, which is not even familiar to, which is not even like if somebody suggested me, I used to learn it. So this is how it is. I know spending some time on learning after work hours, that's very tough. But if you started playing with it, now if I create a basic add-on, I charge 1 to 1.5 lakh. Very basic add-on. I just sit for like 10 hours maximum in a day. This is how it is. And the companies, I mean, if you are an Revit add-on expert, you're not going to develop something for you. You're creating something for the entire company. So you're going to save the company, the team production. So the companies will definitely place you. For example, if you're an add-in developer and in 10 hours, I can create an add-in. So in a month, you have a 200, let's say, assume 210, like 200 hours. You can create 20 add-ins. If I'm selling like 10 hours, like add-in for 1 lakh to 1.5 lakh. So the company is getting a revenue 20 lakhs from you. Why don't they pay the 20 lakh on an annual basis, man? Think, isn't it? If you are into the level 2 training program, because I've trained most of the people, um, we have a very, very big clients. Okay, like I don't want to disclose it here. So we have a very big clients with us and they hire even freshers also. And if you are getting like a 4 lakh package, you immediately can shift to 7 or 8. If you're already getting 8 and you have a real experience and you can get 11, 12, 13 also. But you have to prove yourself. I mean, in a batch, like I have a 20 to 30 people. But when it comes to the clients, I can send only the 2 or 3 profiles, but not with the rest of the 27 people. Why? Because of he implemented exactly the same. Okay. So we have recently sent the candidate profiles, like 3 different profiles to the company. Okay. Anyways, that's a different thing. They have learned from me in the month of May, June, July, August, September. It's almost like 4 months. So these 4 months they have proved exactly. So they got played with almost like 40 to 50% hike. Okay. Anyways, we are debating the concept. Okay. So I want you to, I don't know, like how many of you going to be, uh, I mean, how many of you really afford this training program? Okay. So the people who cannot afford, I mean, who are getting like, who are very beginners in the BIM field, I don't suggest you joining for the timing. I mean, like if you're having like 6 months, I mean, below 1 year, first start earning, then you can invest on your learning part. Okay. Meanwhile, you just start because I generally I do reject this kind of people uh, um, who are interested in this because our training program fee is a bit expensive. Of course, it's very like penny worthy. Every single penny you're investing, I'm taking it as a challenge, and every minute you are spending with me, it's going to be productive for you. You can go and read the reviews, and they are not a fake reviews. And I didn't pay any people to write the fake reviews. You can go through their profiles and you can directly contact them. Okay. Clear? You can visit like BigMera reviews, and you found we generally don't request the people to provide the feedback. I mean, now we started doing it as it's a part of the training. Okay, so well, don't don't waste your time on learning, looking to that Google or YouTube or something. You have the very best tool. It's called ChatGPT. If you don't have any accounts, create it. Just sign up and create one account and start asking it. So I'm asking here. I don't know. I've given many webinars so far, but still I just give a try. Like act as a Dynamo trader. I'm having a webinar today. I don't know anything what to exactly present to the people. Uh, I'm gonna give you some key concepts. Could you please give me a detailed explanation of it? What is it? The way it explains seriously, it's really not a small thing. You can learn something by yourself. Seriously. Okay. So number represents a numerical values. String represents a text. Oh, very clear. Boolean represents true or false values. Point represents a point in a space. Curve represents a geometrical curves. Okay. Surface represents a planar surface or like scale, whatever. Element represents Revit elements like walls, doors, etc. These are the exactly data types we have. I'm not going to like explain anything out of this. Seriously. Okay. Anatomy of a node. What is this? Okay, there is one more line. Understanding the data type is a crucial as Dynamo uses them to determine how operations and functions should be performed on the data. Okay, let me explain very clearly here. In the Dynamo, let me draw something. This is my work. What is this color, man? Yeah. So this is my workspace. So if I'm going to create a script, I want to split this into the three different parts. Okay, goodness. This part and this part. So where this side will all are like an input nodes and this returns outputs. And in between, these are called functions. Functions. What kind of a functions they are? I'll ask ChatGPT. I already asked and it has provided some information as well. I'll show you. Functions. What kind of a functions they are? Okay, if you want to create something, if you don't have something in the model now, okay, you want to create from the scratch. So create functions. How do you find out that create functions? Like function in the sense like a script, create scripts. I'm already having something because I have already placed the like lights in the 3000 height, but the idiot from the architecture person who moved the ceiling from the 3000 to the 3200. Now, what should he do? There are almost like 1500 elements to be moved to place this again to the ceilings where they are in the different heights. Now, this is called action. If you're playing with an existing objects, action, action functions. Now, there is a one more. I don't want to create anything. I don't want to move or play with any object. I just want to extract some information like element ID. I just want to know element location information or some sort of a stuff. So action and a inquiry, inquiry, inquiry. Okay. Inquiry functions. So out of this, I told you there are almost uh, I didn't tell you this. No, there are almost 2 lakh. Oh my goodness. There are 2 lakh scripts are ready to use. Seriously, I'm telling you, there are 2 lakh scripts are ready to use. But if you know how to use that, then that's fine. If you don't know, you'll be wasting your time like struggling here and there. Okay. So in those 2 lakhs, like let's say 30% or like create nodes, I mean create functions, I mean create scripts, 30% are like action and 30% of query, and the rest of the 10% could be anything. I'm not sure. Okay. So how to understand which is, I mean, at what point of time I'm going to use create? If I want to create a parameter like shade parameter or project parameter or any parameter, let me ask. I just want to see. I don't want to use this. Ranjit Raj. Uh-huh. You're in very hungry man. I'll explain you. Don't worry, Ranjit. Okay. So I'm using a different library here. Okay, it is coming from Monacle. So if I type create here, this all functions will create something if you don't have in your model. Let's say areas.create. So when I place this script, It is asking the points and the views. So it started creating the areas. Is that ceilings dot create? Oh, to create a ceiling, I need a curve like this. I can't, if I have a line, I can't convert this into the ceiling, right? So curve list. So I have to connect the closed curves list and what kind of a ceiling type I need. Okay. At which level I want and what is the offset of it. Simple. Then it started creating the ceilings. That's it. Good man. Well, floors create same thing, the same information, same the curve list, the same. Here it is a ceiling type, and here it is like a floor types. Here it is expecting the level. Here also it is expecting the level. So most of these, I mean, 90% motor matching. Okay, levels dot create. If I want to create a levels, I'm having some information in a BIM manual. I have a manual, project manual, like a project standard book. So there, and that is an Excel format, and it is clearly written over there at what elevation I want to create a level. So if I connect the elevation as a numbers, if I hover the cursor on this, it is saying that level elevations as doubles. Level elevations as doubles. Okay, I have seen this double somewhere. Go to the chat GPT double. I can't see somewhere here it's like a double. I can't see this somewhere here double. And I can ask what is a double in the Revit Python. Can I ask that? I'll ask that later. Okay, not now. I don't know. Okay, I'll use another chat GPT. What is a double in Dynamo Python or Dynamo Revit or whatever it is? In Python. Oh, so it is. It's giving like define two different variables. Oh, this is what exactly double. This is what the double is. Okay. Well, so I'm done. I got some input here. So when I hover the cursor on this. So level names as a strings. Again, I'll go back and I'll ask the ChatGPT, what is a string in Dynamo Python? Creating strings. Okay, you can work with the strings in Dynamo Python just like you would in a regular Python. Here are some common operations you can perform with strings in a Dynamo Python. Oh, so I have to connect a levels like this. So simple. Okay, even though it's giving you some sort of an the examples, but it is very hard to understand if you don't know the general basic stuff. So that I'm going to teach you with a spoon feeding strategies. So there is no other statement I can give you with below than the spoon feeding. I mean above than the spoon feeding. Spoon feeding, it means if I have a 30 people, so until unless you understand, I keep on giving the examples. Until unless you say, Baba, leave me understand, I understand all the things like you have like you are explaining, then only I'll leave you that. So every day we have a 2 hours training and it is after your office hours, 8:30 to 10:30 for the first 15 minutes and the last 15 minutes will be the Q&A part. You can ask me any kind of a questions related to the Dynamo. Okay. Then between 1.5 hours, it is my time. It's my training time. Okay. The first 15 minutes and the last 15 minutes, you are paying me to harass me. You can harass me like anything. Treat me like your brother if he is irritating you. Treat me like a villain and harass me. But the 1.5 hours, I'm gonna be a psycho. Until unless you don't understand the concept and keep on giving you examples in a very fruitful way. Okay. Don't take it in a with a negative words. Okay. So until unless you understand the concept and keep on giving you the examples. And the way I provide you the examples, we can't get this kind of examples anywhere. I'm having a good amount of experience teaching the different languages. Okay. And this is like a jujube for me. Okay. So don't I'm going to give you the examples mixed from different languages. Uh, Simply say you don't see this. I mean, if you YouTube it for like 1 year, you can't get this kind of an examples. Okay, fine. Trust me on it. Okay, everything until unless, I mean, if you don't understand this, I mean, if you're still forward, or I mean, due to some work pressures, if you can't attend it properly, then we can sit on the weekends for like to revise the concept. You're going to get the recorded videos on a day wise. Okay, so if you're done with the training at 10:30, so you'll get the recorded video at 11:30 or 12 o'clock, and look into that, and you can attend the next session. Okay, and the videos will be the recorded videos will be for a lifetime. There will be a different platform for it. It will be for a lifetime. Okay, and they will never expire. Okay, and second thing, even though if you wish to join the second time, of course, so far no one joined like for the second time, because the way I explain, and I mean, if any person who is joining for the second time, he insults me. He's insulting me. So simple. So you can you can completely believe me the way I teach. Okay, fine. Well, so let me see more if I want to create the sheets. Oh, very good. If I want to create the views as a dependent, if I want to create the worksets, if I want to create a 3D views. So wherever I have a clash with like the two elements, I want to create a 3D view as a Navisworks. I can use this. So wherever, what else I can see? Time span, the units. Okay, create butterfly geometry. What is this? I think it will create a butterfly geometry. If you connect these two, I mean, all the inputs. Okay, create a corridors, create a duct connector, create a family document, create a fill pattern. There are lot exactly. The lot, there are many here. So if you started playing with all this, I mean, it's more than enough to present something in front of interviewer. These nodes are more than enough. So using these nodes, the biggest challenge is understanding how to connect all this. Okay, so that you're going to learn in the level 1 training. Okay, so anatomy of a node. What do you mean by anatomy in the sense? Like if you cut, I mean, the BPC students, like the biology students, they cut the cockroach and they see what is there inside, and they'll stitch it back. They'll cut the lizard and they'll look into it, everything, and they'll stitch it back. So the likewise, if you're not the owner of a script, you should know like how to cut it into the pieces and read the code in it and stitch it back again. It's called anatomy of a node. In every node, we have few things which needs to understand it. The first one is an input. Okay, these are the values or data that you provide to the node. So you have to connect something to the node inputs, and the results or output data produced by the node based on the inputs that you have connected, which returns the output. Either it is a right output or wrong output. It depends upon the way you connect the inputs. Most of the people who failed connecting the inputs only. And trust me, you will never face this issue connecting the right inputs. That's what my level of training expertise. Okay. So function, the core operation the node performs of them. If you have 3 inputs, I mean, like you have a 3 input nodes, 3 output nodes, you have a 30 function nodes. You have a 5 input nodes and 5 output nodes, you may have 50 function nodes. That's what. Okay, the core operation will be like, to fulfill the input requirement, you have to connect on another node, which we generally call as a connecting nodes. Okay, so there will be a lot of functions you need to write. So I'm going to explain you everything in the anatomy of node concept and node finding. This is a very, very important. Forget about it, whether you can do it or not. There is such a process. You should tell someone, I mean, if any like manager has come to you and asked, can you do this with the help of automation like using Dynamo? If you know how to find that particular concept, particular script, you can confidently say that, yeah, we can do it. Forget about it. Forget about how to connect the inputs and how you getting the output and what are the functions between it. You will be having the confidence if you know there is such a process. If you don't know there is such a process, you can't talk to the person like confidently, the manager or interviewer. Seriously, okay. No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Node behaviors. Nodes in Dynamo exhibit specific behaviors based on their function and input data. So if you connect a wrong input, it will give you the different behavior. Seriously. And of course, you can sort it out. You can fix it very easily. But if you don't know how to fix that troubleshooting process, you will get stuck here itself. I mean, you're very good at node finding. You're very good at understanding all these inputs, what they are expecting. But if you don't know why it is acting like I mean, for example, you work for, I mean, you have a kid, like 3 years or 4 years kid, and she's expecting something that you're going to bring from your office. I mean, like, while you return from the office, and if you didn't bring something, you didn't bring her any gift or ice cream or chocolate, she started reacting weird, like sad or something, like emotions. Even the coding also having some emotions in it. Even the coding has some emotions in it. And it shows different colors. Okay, how do you understand? Our baby has a face and she can, I mean, you can see that expression. But when it comes to the coding, the expressions will be in terms of colors. Simple. Okay. The node states. You should know how it behaves. Okay. If you have, like, you have placed almost, I mean, you have downloaded script, or the company has bought a script for you, for your some process to automate. Everything went well while you're using for the first time, and after 3 months or 6 months, it's not working well. It has started giving the different warning. If you don't know how to fix it, then you have to go to the freelancer again or the vendor again. So this is what happened with me. Mostly every day I'm getting a lot of emails from the clients. The script is not working, and he's my 2 years old client. Now he is emailing me that your script is not working. In the past 2 years, he used it very well and he saved a lot of time. That's fine. But now, if it is not working for one time, then started scolding me. This is all it is. Okay. The API keeps on changing day to day. Okay. So even you have to upgrade yourself, even though you know all these concepts. Okay. So node states like warning, error, okay, and there are different. So while you look into some sort of a notes without connecting anything, it started giving you the warning. Without connecting anything, it started giving you the error. So you have to fix the warnings or errors first. Then you have to provide the inputs. Very simple logic. Okay. Well, the dot notation. Dot notation is nothing but it is like parent and child concept. For example, let me show you an example for this dot notation, because I can't give you a proper explanation without an example for the dot notation concept. It is a most popular concept, and that is the base for the level 2 training. For an example, select model elements. Select model elements. I'm asking, could you please select the model elements? So I'm having like a select button here. When I click on the button, I want to select some ducks. Okay. So I have selected total 140 ducks. So get parameter value by name. I'm asking, what am I asking exactly here? So if you notice it, the first one, which represents what is with you currently right now. So what is in your hand right now? And the second part, which disclose, which is giving you the hint what you're trying to export, what you're trying to play with it. What are you trying to play with it? So get the parameter value by the parameter name. Get the parameter value by the parameter name. Simple. Okay. So the first input, it is expecting an element, and the second, which is expecting the parameter name. Let me connect the same element and element. I should connect from elements to element, not from elements to parameter name. It won't work. If it is expecting an element, I should connect element only. So this is expecting like a parameter name. If I want to get the middle elevation, or like I want to use lower and bottom elevation, to place the supports on that particular part, on the particular area, lower and bottom elevation. Lower and bottom elevation. So just simply type something. When I connect this, it started giving you the data. Okay. So this is the traditional method where we play with Dynamo. What is the dot notation here? Generally, the dot notation is the coding process. If I want to automate the same thing, I will be using the dot strategy. Dot strategy is nothing but where it is exactly coming from. Get parameter value by name. Okay, it's coming from an element. So I will do something here. So that is coming from get parameter value by name. Get parameter value by name. Okay. So get parameter value by name. This is coming from element folder. This element is coming from elements folder. This elements is coming from Revit folder. If I write exactly the same in the Revit folder, see, when I started typing, it's giving me some, it is helping me to say my energy. Okay, Revit dot. In the Revit elements, inside the elements, in the element, okay, put a dot next to it. That's why we call it as a dot notation. Element, put a dot next to it. So in the element, which is showing me all this here, delete, unjoin all geometry, I can see all this information. Now let me find out get parameter value by name. Okay, fine. So Revit.elements.element get parameter value by name. Okay, the function is ready. What about the inputs need to be connected? I'm having two inputs here. So let me connect input 1, input 2. Open and close the bracket. So the first input, it is expecting an element. So when I connect the element to this, so the second input that is expecting the parameter name, when I connect this to this, it returns the same output. It returns the same output. Okay. So this is called a dot notation strategy. Okay. So you are going to learn these kind of, of course, I'm telling you that you're not going to play with any coding, but of course you're going to learn the coding strategies as well. There is a concept called design scripting. Like in this, there are three different kind of languages. One is no coding. Second one is off coding. Third one is full coding. No code, off code, full code. Okay. No code, off code, and full code. No code is Dynamo. So where you don't use any code at all. You don't write even a single line of a code. But when it comes to the off code, of course you do write the one exactly what we placed, and it's very, very, very easy. Seriously, it's very, very easy. Okay, so that's called design scripting. It is very easy to understand, and I want you to, by the end of the training, the level 1 training, you are up to this extent, because I want you to understand to jump into the next level. It's called full coding like Python. Okay. I want you to be good at the design scripting. Of course, I can add this design scripting in the next level, but no, because most of the people, they would stop in the level 1 training. Okay. And they will practice it for like a month or 15 days, or then they'll jump into the Python. By that time, it should not be completely new to the coding part, because they have a fear. Array, coding is very tough. Dynamo is very easy because I didn't write any code, man. But when it comes to the design scripting, array, I can write that code. So you will be up to that extent while you writing something. Okay. Let me show you like uh, the reviews of my reviews. Okay. These guys are new. From the last batch. The ongoing batch. There are 2 more sessions left for them. Okay, because we have a client. We have a client requirement. We need to send like the people to the client. The company. They're going to start a BIM automation team. Okay, only for that reason, the training has been actually this training supposed to start in the September 1st, and it was postponed to like 7th, and now it postponed to the 11th. And the date is confirmed. From Monday onwards, there is a new batch starting. If you're interested, then please enroll your name. We have very limited seats, like 4 or 5. Okay. Even the company is very strict in it. If there even one person didn't join, the sessions will be postponed. The training will be postponed for a like day or 2 days. Okay. Well, so please enroll it. And there are few people who've been waiting from almost like a month. A few people are waiting from almost like around 15 days. Okay. Good resources. Okay. Learning Dynamo from whatever trainer it is. Okay. So see, I'm not working for like the fee part here. It's my own company. So I would like to maintain the same standard, and I'm very passionate in teaching. I've been trying a lot of people on Revit for free of cost, and we are still doing the same charity from another organization. It's called Hegel Foundation. Okay, we keep on training a lot of people, but the people who cannot afford, training back. Okay, that is a charity, and this is a business. Okay, so well, these are the reviews. Okay, these are the reviews that you can even you can look into it after some time. Okay, after the session back. Okay, so the dot notation is the base for the next level of a learning. Next level of a learning. Custom node. What do you mean by custom node? You will be learning how to create these kind of nodes. How to create all these nodes. Rajesh, can I create? You can ask me, can I create all this kind of a set of nodes? Yes, you can. Very confidently. You can create all this and you can publish on your own name. You can publish on your own name. Like for example, Yazan. Yazan can create something like with Yazan.create, Yazan.get parameter value by name, whatever it is. Okay. So levels, if you want to create levels. So Sanal.levels.create. It could be anything. Understand, you can publish on your own name. So if you go for an interview, you don't need to write from the scratch. If you install the particular package like Sanal package or Azan package, you can present them on live. I'm maintaining my own package. So why are you still doubting me? If you still no, it's okay. And by the end of the training program, I'm promising you that you are equal to a person who is having more than 2 years of experience in the self-learning, not the real learning. No, they didn't learn something because I have wasted almost like thousands of hours. I've sacrificed my hours. I didn't seriously. Of course, it looks like funny. I missed most of the movies with my girlfriend. Okay, when I was time when I was not married. Okay, like there were many fights with. Seriously, I'm not joking. Okay, I sacrificed a lot of hours. Like uh, within span of like 4 years, I've changed 6 companies. Go and see my CV, which is on my LinkedIn. Seriously, in a span of like I joined a company in a good town, and again, after not even a 6 months, I joined another organization. So where I have got a better offer, but still I'd stick to the some companies, okay? Because the designation is very, very important. I got an offer from the company called Jacobs for 85 something. At the same time, I got an offer from the ACOM for 72. So which one you do prefer generally? 85, right? 85, 85, 87 something. Generally, everyone prefer 87, but I prefer 72 one because even though with the deduction, that's completely different. It is on permanent role. There will be more deductions. Contract basis, no deduction, only just 10% at TDS or something. Sometimes, seriously, okay. But still, I prefer ACOM. The reason, the designation. I always fight for the designation so far. And if you see my CV, you'll come to know how it is. Fight for the designation, guys. It's keep on. I mean, if you be there for the same designation for n number of years, you're not going to get anything. I'm not telling you to resign. Okay, take me as an inspiration and leaving the companies. No, I mean, if you're getting the less package, but still, if the designation is changing, it really gives you the better career. Trust me. Okay, fine. So, Fayum, online. This is online trading. Offline, it's very, very tough to because the people are joining from different regions here. Like we have a people from Dubai, Qatar, from different regions. So we generally don't prefer offline, and we haven't done so far. Okay, clear. And trust me, I know like how to handle the team of people. I'm gonna clear everyone's doubt, and you can text me on WhatsApp if you have any questions. Okay, in the midnight 2 o'clock also. Still respond to your queries. Okay, don't worry. I'm serious. This is not joke. Okay, I'm serious. So no worries. Until unless we placed you in a company with a better salary, or else whatever you have invested on the training program, we'll try to get that. Everyone should be profitable at least 10 to 15 times. Profitable either in the knowledge and the financial as well. Okay. So whatever you're going to spend a single rupee here, you're going to be profited for more than 10 to 15 times, like 10 to 20 times. Seriously. Okay. So why I'm saying like 10 to 20 times, it's like you're going to get a knowledge and material which we are sharing to you. It's more worthy than what you're paying for. And the certificate, only for the certificate we are paying like 3,700 INR. And why we are, I mean, it's not a digital certificate like a piece of paper. I mean, it's not a piece of paper. It's like it is a digital certificate, like like Autodesk how it is issuing the certificates. Okay, like the person who is, I mean, if you have sent a CV to any company, so they'll check your profile and they look into your certifications part. Okay, so there you can see that you have done something, the training program from the Bimmer Academy. And I have tried most of the managers, and in most of the popular companies, the managers are my students. So if you've been trained from Bimera, you will definitely get selected without any second thought. Seriously, I'm telling you that. Okay. Well, um, and this is after your office hours, 8:30 to 10:30. Okay. Fine. This is a 60 hours training program. 45 hours is the general training. It's a live training, and the 15 hours it is a recorded training. And this recordings are for like I didn't explain you. There is a crucial training which is called Dynamo geometry. It is not for everyone. It is for the people who are into the architecture and structure. So that is the reason I don't want to. I don't want the people who feel bored. I don't want to make the people bored. Otherwise, I can see the count is getting reduced day by day. Okay. So there is another training program which is called where is this? Level 1. It's part of level 1 and geometry. Level 1 geometry. And generally, that is a different training program. Only we do conduct for architects and structure people. There will be no MEP candidates out there. But this time, what we are doing, the training program only for this, it's like a 20,000. But now we are offering this for free of cost, and we added into this. We added here. So you're not going to pay for this. Okay. And once you're done with the geometry part, you will be completely a man. You're completely a person who knows the coding with the geometries. I'll come to explain you what is the importance of the geometry, even though you're from an MBB background. Okay, fine. So total it is 60 hours training program. 60 hours training program. I mean, I don't know. I've seen few people who've been like posted a video, learn Dynamo in 3 hours, learn Dynamo in 5 hours. How come, man? I'm just taking 2 to 3 hours to explain one single concept. How come you learn the entire training program in just 3 hours? Seriously, I'm going to teach you one single concept for more than 2 hours. Sometimes there will be no FAQ also. There will be no Q&A also. Understand? And I have to answer your queries in the training part. And I have to explain the concept. And after the concept, I have to clear your questions. Do you think we are going to finish the same training in 60 hours? No, it will be extended sometimes to 70 and 80 years also. But still, I don't bother about the training hours. I mean, increasing the training hours. I want you to go with the complete satisfaction, with the complete knowledge, not like chupa chupa knowledge. Understand? Okay, clear? So, well, let's go to the chat GPT and so custom nodes. You can create this kind of and list management. This is a concept. Okay, so fine, I'll come to that later. List management. Okay, list management in the sense you're not going to play with one single object. If you're trying to automate something, if you created a script to play with one single element, what is the use of it? If you have thousands of elements and all these elements to be exactly played with the same thing. For example, if you want to add the tags in one single click. Are you idiot? What you're saying, man? Even we have a direct feature in the Revit also, adding the tags. Not exactly. The tag should have a common sense. They should have a brain. If it is overlapping with some other object, it has to move aside. These kind of things, you don't have a future in the Dynamo. I mean, in the Revit. Understood? How do you do all this kind of stuff? Okay, if you're playing with multiple items, then the list management is very, very important. Like the tasks like adding, removing, filtering, reordering the elements, not with some different stuff. Okay, placing strategies. In the entire concept, in the entire training, we have a biggest villain. Of course, we have two villains. This is the first villain, lacing. The reason, if you're trying to play with 1,000 elements, you could see the actions are performing only for 10 elements. The rest of the 990 elements left same. You don't know the reason why it is not working with the rest of the 990 elements. Okay, first scenario. And the second scenario, you're trying to play with only 10 elements. You have filtered already, but still you have 1,000 elements. Out of the 1,000 elements, you filtered some elements. And finally, you have only 10 elements to be played with. But the set of actions are working on all the elements, all the 990 elements too. There is already an existing data in the 990 elements, but you disturbed it now. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with that? How do you come to know how it's exactly working? Understanding the lacing strategies, it will take almost like 2 hours to explain the entire concept. Only this villainic person, because of this idiot. Seriously. Okay. Filtering, very interesting concept. If you know how to filter a list of items, for example, I want to get, where is this? Yeah. I want to check how many ducks are in the level 3. How many ducks are in the level 3? And that too, lengthy ducts, the ducts which are bigger than, lengthier than 30 meter. I want to filter this ducts. How can I? Let me show you. Since I think I have already on the same pitch, I have created the same thing. No, let me get all the ducts. Okay, let me show you some categories. Categories, all elements of category. All elements of category. I'm asking, could you please get all the ducts? Can you please get all the ducts? There are 724 ducts in the entire model. I want you to get all the lengths of each and every single duct. So I'm having like 724 values now. I want to filter the lengthier ducts bigger than 30 meter. So I'm adding like a greater than symbol, which is like 30,000, like 30 meter. It is in no. So that's why I'm adding like 30,000 here. If yes, please get me the input one, whatever we have connected to the input elements. So elements, if not, change to the null. So all are null now. Now I can see, if I can see any element here, let me see if there are any elements bigger than 30,000 in length. Is it? How come we don't have anything here? Product length which is bigger than Control X, max, this number max value. What is the maximum value here? Oh, it is maximum values of 5,000. Okay, fine. Let me check if it's bigger than 1500. Let me type exactly the same. If it is bigger than 1500, see all the ducts, not exactly like 3000. Let's say 3000. See now, I started filtering. So what are the ducts which are bigger than 3000? I can see only those elements, but I don't want to even see the nulls. So how do I do this? I'm using like DS4 dot. You're going to learn all this, the dot notation strategies in a very detailed way, including open and close this. Now they are total 30 ducts. Here it's showing 29 plus 0. It started with 0 index item, so there are total 30 items. I want to select all those and see, select in Revit. Can I see those elements in the model? I can see the elements got selected. Did you notice that? I can see these elements. I can see these elements. I can see some sort of, but why it is only 3000? Because we have a, is that the length array, idiot? This is the length, no. It should be the length. Now the length should be like a 30,000. I can see all the lengthier ducts got selected. Did you see that now? Can you see that? Can you see? All the ducts were selected which are bigger length. Okay. But if I want to select only the level 1 elements, I have to write another condition. I have to write another condition again here. So I want to get these elements are from particular level 3. Okay. So by writing another condition here, I can see what are the exact ducts in which are coming from the level 3. So simple. Okay. That's it. Well, My question is online webinar class or study material because don't attend. No, this is after your office hours for you. After your office hours, 8:30 to 10:30 in the evening, not in the morning. Okay, clear? Fine. So what is the next one? It's a filtering. How do you filter it? That's what I have shown you now. Okay, design scripting, the one which you're going to see the entire concepts, all these concepts from the beginning till the 10th concept, I will be explaining you in the coding, then it's called a design scripting. Okay, now the most critical part in this, it is anatomy of node, because the rest of all the concepts can be covered in like 1 hour, 2 hours, but anatomy of a node will be starting on the fourth day. It'll continue till the end of the training. Anatomy, because you're going to see the different parts uh, of the node in a different days. Okay, so anatomy of a node. I just asked the same thing, the chat GPT. Can you please explain? Can you please explain the second point in detail? So second point in the sense, this is the one. I just copied the content and pasted it. Okay, now it is saying numbers, numerical values used for the mathematical calculations, strings, textual information or labels, booleans, true or false values, geometry, something, and elements, and what is the function. And it has given some sort of nodes also, right? No, it didn't give you. So you have to ask it in a different way. Now, I'm asking the same thing. Can you please help me assisting with some sort of function nodes in the Dynamo? Assigning in the second point again in this second point. I just want to know what are the functions we have. Then it will give you, if you want to play with the mathematical operations, these are the set of nodes. If you're playing with the string manipulation, concatenate string length. If you are playing with multiple items like list management, then these are the nodes you have. And if you're playing with the geometrical operations, these are the functions. As an example, for an example, that's it. If you're creating like some like elements, okay, and this will be the examples. So logical operators, if you're like trying to write some sort of logic, then these are the nodes. Okay. Now I just want to see. Let me ask. Dynamo, I'm having a webinar today on Dynamo key concepts like data types. Okay, anatomy of node. Will you please help me? Can you please explain the concepts except the below list, except the uh, concepts listed below? Okay, I don't, because I have already explained this, but I want to see more concepts. What are the like other things we have? Oh, it is giving me no. Did I ask something here? Uh-huh. So let me copy this. Control 0. Will you please help me drafting use case of not required all this, not required all this, and hit enter. Oh, I didn't change this again, huh? Hmm. Let me ask now. Dependency and evaluation, data flow, iteration, replication, okay, watch entries, geometry manipulation, Revit integration, and let me continue generating. Continue generating. Coordination and data exchange, error handling, script organization, efficiency and optimization, documentation and knowledge sharing, third-party packages, version control. Okay, there are many concepts will be explained in the entire training program. And whatever the content that you have seen here, this is just like an overview, and we are not disclosing our entire content to the people because they are copying exactly the same content. Okay, so that is the reason I use like a common concept. But when it comes to the real training, you're going to see the subtopics in it. There will be a many subtopics in it. Okay, so that topics I can't disclose it with everyone. I mean, I can't share it the entire curriculum to everyone. I hope you understand, because there are a few guys have already tried this and we claim that is the reason we kept this. Okay, so we have got the copyright stuff and we started releasing this. Okay, clear? Now we are almost close. So anyone have any questions so far? And anyone have any questions so far? And trust me, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rajesh,
Hello.
one question.
Mm.
For level 2, is Python required?
Level 2, you're going to learn Python only. So you don't require anything.
Okay.
You are going to learn the Python in the level 2. Clear?
Okay. Oh, yeah, fine.
Yeah, perfect. So what is the fee structure? And if who are interested, they can text me on the WhatsApp. Okay, you can directly text me on WhatsApp, and it's my WhatsApp number. Since you got some campaigns from any different number, then ignore it. This is my personal contact number. That's my WhatsApp number. Okay. Well, any other second question? What kind of a role one will get apply after successfully completing this course? Huh. With the level 1, you can start applying for the Dynamo developer as a Dynamo developer or BIM automation, like not a specialist, BIM automation, like you will be added into the BIM automation. And level 1, it is for you to automate your tasks, like for yourself. Okay, not it's for to save the entire time for your team. Okay, to save your, I mean, if you're doing the same task again and again and again, like if you want to get out from that repetitive tasks, the Dynamo will help you a lot. Trust me. Okay. And from the level 2 training program, if you're done with the level 2, you are going to be an expert. And trust me, for example, when it comes to the level 2, we made more easier, because if I'm asking, act as a Revit Python developer. Alright. Act as a Revit Python developer. Can you write code to get all the lengthy ducts? The same thing, lengthy ducts bigger than 30,000. Okay, bigger than 30,000 or like 3 meter in the Revit model. One just simply click on submit. I don't want to write any set. I don't want to create any set of nodes again here. In one single node, like in a Python, it will give you everything. And let me check. This is wrong. It's something wrong. This is a different UI. I mean API actually. So this is perfect. This is also perfect. This is also perfect. See, even you have a detailed explanation on the top of it. Get the current current Revit document. To get the current Revit document, we use something. Okay. So define the ducts category. Built-in category.ost underscore ducts. Duct collector. So it is getting all the ducts now. filtered element collector in the current document of category, it's a duct. So long ducts. Now I want to store all these ducts in some different variable. So I'm using this. Okay. I'll explain, Miraj. Okay, specify the minimum length number in the meters. So it is like a 3 meters. So for duct in the duct collector, so in the duct collector we have all the ducts. So it is it has written a for loop to get all the ducts, and it will check the duct length here. It will check the duct length here, and it will return convert the length into the meters, and then it returns everything. Simple. Why do you, I mean, if anybody asked you to write the entire code, you don't need to write anything. If there are any basic customizations, like you have to change this, simple. The entire code works very perfect. If I copy and execute this, it will exactly print the same thing. That's it. And we are teaching you how to use the ChatGPT, even because, if you have to write this entire code, it will take at least like 15 to 30 minutes to get the logic, to get the perfect functions. So this is a I mean, like this is a function and this is a function. This is a built-in function. Okay, this is again a different function. So to remember all these functions, it's a bit difficult. So if there is a person who has given you skeleton and ask you, change it accordingly as you need, then it's very easy, right? Correct? So up to this extent, you are going to learn in the level 2 training program. Clear, everyone? Clear, everyone?
Yeah.
Clear now? That's it. Okay. So yeah, how do you get?
Hello.
Yeah. Tell me.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10%.
I have one question. Like, is there any other timing like your
No.
like you
From
said,
the
like you
past
would say
three and a half
8:30 to
years,
10:30?
from the past 3.5 years, we are maintaining the same timings, 8:30 to 10:30. Okay. So initially, if it is not possible, since you are like 2 to 11, uh, 2 to 11, if it's your office hours, you can go through with the recording initially. So if you have, I mean, whenever your availability, like if the office shifts have been changed, come and join the live training again. So you can join whenever you want. Clear? Clear? After 3 months or
Yeah.
after 6 months, if you want to join live, come and join live and clear all your doubts. So that's a second chance for you. Okay. So you can take a number of chances, but of course it won't happen generally. The way I explained, even though you watch from the recorded videos will more, there will be enough. But I don't generally suggest the people who go through with the recorded videos. But initially, if you go through with the recorded videos and later you join the live, then that's fine with me. Clear? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
A few more
Yeah.
questions. How many company approach BIM automation roles on LinkedIn? Hooray! Most of my opportunities come from LinkedIn only. Seriously. All my job roles will come through the LinkedIn. Don't you? I mean, I've seen most of the people they don't change their email IDs. They don't change their designations on the LinkedIn. They're still maintaining, because while we are retrieving the information, so I mean, like we are paying LinkedIn for some specific things, but it has missed a lot of people, those who have like 8 years of experience, but still in the LinkedIn profile it's showing like 3 years. From past 5 years, he didn't change his profile. He didn't update his profile. How can I get his details then? Right? Fine. I mean, if you've been active in the LinkedIn, you will get wonderful opportunities. But of course, you have to showcase yourself that I can do something. I used to showcase everything. If I create a small hut in the Dynamo, I used to publish it. If I create a very basic script, then I used to publish it. So then started that time it was very new, like 4 years ago. No one knows Revit, but now every person who is passed out, every engineering student who passed out, he knows Revit and he is acting like a professional, like Revit professional. This is what it's going to be happen in future. Now there is a big boom for the automation people. So if you don't block your seat now, in future it will be very tough. Okay. Clear. But for when it comes to us, like 3.5 years ago, we have started this training for the level 1. It is 15 hours training. That time the course was 25K. Now it is 60 hours training. Still the course was 25K only. We haven't changed anything. So you can get that confidence what we are exactly doing. Instead of finishing the entire training in 15 hours, I can take instead of 60 hours, I can take 4 batches. So which is 3 times more profitable for my company. Why should I go with 60 hours training then? True. But still, why we are doing this? It's not for the belief. It's not for the business sake. Okay. My main business is outsourcing. I want to place the BIM automation people into the companies. If they have got, if suddenly they got resigned, so that will be again a business for me. The people who have been developed something in the company, if no one is going to handle, they're going to hire as a service provider. So that is again bring a revenue for us. So keeping in this mind, services mostly not in the training. Our main vertical is service providing and providing the services and outsourcing. Simple. Okay. So are you providing any placement after complete the course? Yes, Prasant. We are mainly into it. That's what I'm trying to convey. After Revit API course, what are we able to do? Everything, man. Even though Revit API has some limitations, even though after learning the level 2, you realize somewhere that you can't do everything with let's say with the Dynamo, you can say 70%. With the API, you can say 80 to 85%. But when it comes to the add-ins, no. Because with the help of Python, you cannot create any add-ins. To create an add-ins, you have to learn C#. You have to learn a C#. Okay? And C# is a very, very toughest language. You can't handle it. You like a baby, newborn baby. The people who doesn't know how to handle a newborn baby, then it's like handling 3-4 newborn babies at a time. That's what C#. Understand? Okay. You can't handle it out. So forget about it for now. Until unless you got the job on the level 2 module, then think about it. Okay. Probably the final question: how do you help students to get better higher package? We are in outsourcing. That's what I'm saying. No, we're in the outsourcing. Okay. And what are we are planning to open a platform called like a marketplace. If you created any beautiful scripts, which then you can keep it in our marketplace and we'll sell that to the clients. And you are going to get the money. It's like a freelancing. You just create once. Let's keep on bringing the revenue for from the different clients. Simple. Okay, can Dynamo plays a reinforcement in concrete, which is very no. Seriously, no. Because to reach this extent, up to this extent, Mr. Raj, API level 2. Okay. For bridge elements, that is fine. But placing the reinforcement in the concrete, that kind of a structure, level 2, because it needs a geometry. Okay. So yeah, fine. So I hope all the questions were clear. Or anyone have any other questions regarding the training part or any examples or anything? I hope I haven't made this session boring. Is it? Is this session did you feel boring?
No, no.
No,
Not at
it's
all.
fine.
Not at all. It
Okay.
was really amazing and great explanation.
Good. Thank you. Thank you, Robert. Okay. So if you enjoy this, this is just like a demo. Okay. This is just like a teaser. When it comes to the training part, it will be more impressive. Okay. And like whoever wants to know the training, the fee details, they can text me on WhatsApp. And sometimes what happen, the webinars would be good, but when it comes to the training, it's somehow different. The people who want to test like how the training is going to be, I still give a chance to join the first day, training. And if you're not at all interested to join, then it's fine. If you're interested to join, but give a try on the day 1, then text me on WhatsApp so that I can send you the session link. Okay, the day one link you join. I mean, if you're interested, you can continue the training program. Okay, clear? No, clear, everyone? So, and thank you so much for attending this webinar, and happy to see you the count and till this extent like 10. Yeah, it's really cool thing. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you and bye bye. See you in the
Thank
training.
you, Rajesh.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.